This time it's the first part of our two-man journey, coast to coast across the USA. Right, before we get going, it's probably best to do a recap on how we got here. So on the 4th of July, I flew into Toronto. Deb joined me a couple of days later. I'd already cut the bike up by then, so we visited Toronto. Before we set off on the first part of the journey, round the Great Lakes through Canada. Before we crossed the border into the US of A, where Deb developed a fetish for large animal carvings, and we saw some real animals too, of course, before Deb totally lost her shit on the prairies on her way to the Badlands, where we saw our first buffalo, saw these enormous carvings, and met a film star, all while on the road to Yellowstone National Park, where Deb got a tad emotional, before we went to Glacial National Park where they shot The Shining, and then back into Canada, which was British Columbia, where I sang the Lumberjack song incessantly, on our way to Moraine Lake, before we headed towards Vancouver. On the way Deb saw some more wild animals, before I dropped Deb off in Vancouver and finally got rid of the old lady. Deb's the one on the right. After which I rode to Stewart to see Salmon Glacier but then did see some bears. On the subject of bears, then I went to Bear Glacier before heading back into the US of A again. Then it was on through Washington State, followed by Oregon, and then into California, where I would sit and wait for Tom for 2 days. Right, so that's us pretty much up to date. So what am I doing now? Well, I'm on my way to San Francisco Airport, where I'm going to collect my 21-year-old son Tom, and we're going to ride together across the US of A. Now it's lunchtime and I'm already having something of a day. I went to another airport to try and get a 7501 form filled in by customs because I didn't get one filled in when I crossed the border originally, and although it's not actually a legal requirement, the freight company won't move my bike back to where I live without it. And of course when I got to the office it was closed, but there was a helpful sign that said you must ring to book an appointment between these hours. Now I tried to ring between these hours and nobody answered the phone. But we can worry about all that later because I'm crossing a bridge into San Francisco on my way to the airport now. Time to focus. Oh, I can see the Golden Gate Bridge and Alex tries focus, stay focused. Now San Francisco Airport does thoughtfully provide a waiting area because you are not allowed to wait outside of airports these days, let's not forget. Ready, we're going to pick him up, hopefully. You would think that picking somebody up from the airport would be a simple business, wouldn't you? If that's true, why did I end up doing 3 laps of the bloody airport? That's all 3 terminals, desperately searching for some bozo that didn't appear. And remember, we've already had a phone conversation where he said he was outside. Now as you can imagine by the 3rd go around, I'm pretty much losing my shit. And I've just about given up hope when... Why are you inside? I can't. I have to be able to see you, fool. Bloody hell. I've been to every terminal, including the international one. Bloody hell.
Very specific.
You have to be outside so I can see you.
Alright, well, I thought you said you were walking.
No, I'm on the bike. That, and all your stuff in the top box, and put your helmet on. Yeah, go on. Jump on. Okay. Right. Let's get going. Well, welcome to San Francisco and the Pacific Ocean, which we'll see shortly. If you can see it through all the horrendous San Francisco traffic, that is. It's just fun, isn't it? Now the trip back was, I have to say, pretty horrendous and took well over 2 hours. Now Tom was not impressed with his first experience of California traffic, so when I suggested going back through the traffic tomorrow to visit San Francisco, he swore at me. I took this to mean a hard no. One major highlight for both of us was getting saluted by one of the California Highway Patrol motorcyclists. Who doesn't love chips? Tom, of course, had no clue what I was talking about. In fact, he wondered if I wanted gravy with them. And so our planned trip to San Francisco was binned, and we moved over to Plan B. So here with Tom, we're in Sacramento, and we're going to explore.
Yeah. Adventure! Those roads are pretty darn straight here.
They are pretty darn straight, yeah, they're just straight on there. Because they were planned.
Yeah, well, you can see it's a lot more planning went into the streets.
Yeah.
Yeah, than English street.
Yeah, there's no grid pattern. It was just because a lot of British towns and cities are still based on basically medieval layout, which sort of grew organically, really.
Even new builds are like...
Yeah, when life gives you lemons, you grow your own lemon tree. Street. A good sized lemons, aren't they? Do you like
Really cool.
lemons? You love lemons, don't you?
Yeah.
I like sour stuff. Be a bit weird.
I've got a bit of a sour tooth.
Yeah, you have. Quite a nice area, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a nice area.
Mm.
Definitely out of our price range for lifts.
Where isn't it? Yeah, well, healthcare
Public
workers.
sector don't.
Yeah.
Don't expect too much.
Public sector management, maybe.
Yeah, maybe management, but
Yeah, not us.
we ain't no paper jockeys.
Not us drones.
Yeah. We're cogs in the machine, we don't get paid anything.
Cogs in a man's machines, what they are. Oh, let's go. Look at that, dead straight, isn't it? Look at
The
that.
streets are like nice, I like all the trees.
Mhm. It's
It
Dodge.
sounds kind of like pathetic, doesn't it?
So we reached centre of town, and it's a very nice park with a very nice building in the middle of it. We'll have to
Looking kind
go over and check that out, I think. Yeah, let's go.
Roses.
Look at all the pretty flowers.
Smell the roses, Lenny.
You watch far too many films. Oh, that's cool, isn't it? Memorial. Is it Vietnam Memorial?
Oh yeah, it's Vietnam.
Vietnam. That is. It's beautiful, actually, isn't it? And this guy just sitting there like that. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
So this is a southern magnolia, not steel magnolia, a southern magnolia. And the one thing you notice about it is plants, or the flowers, are absolutely enormous. Well, they're huge, aren't they? Look at that.
America likes to go big, just
Even
so
their
do their
plants are big.
Yeah.
God bless America. God bless America. And their massive magnolias. There's ways about it. That's an impressive building, isn't it? Now, do forgive our ignorance, my Californian brothers. We didn't realise this was the state capitol building at the time. But I have to say it is rather lovely. That's quite cool, isn't it? It looks like stainless steel or something, I would say.
I really want to just like submerge.
Yeah, just jump in and... Yeah, cool, isn't it? So it's like a lift bridge, isn't it? So there's a wheelhouse. I wonder when was the last time that actually lifted. Probably a while ago. It looks pretty cool though, doesn't it? 13 seconds to go. 13 seconds to go. Yeah, the old time just seems there's a whiff of rampant commercialism about this. Eh? Looks a bit, you know. Yeah. River cruises aren't on. It's pretty quite fancy the river cruise, it'd be quite nice.
Look, Dad, it's an Aztec temple.
Do you think aliens designed it for them?
Yeah, I think the aliens came down.
Oh yeah, look, see these all Western type buildings there. So look, these are all older buildings, aren't they?
That's good, isn't it?
Let's go over here, yeah. Hot, hot, hot. Need a drink.
The waterfront was the highlight of Sacramento for me, and the best part of it was the train museum.
Yeah, I really liked that actually. It was brilliant, wasn't it? I mean, I'm not really into trains, but I really enjoyed it there.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, and maybe it's just the nerd in me talking, but I thought the model railway sets on the upper floor were pretty damn cool.
I did as well, actually. Nerd alert. Right, so this is Sacramento. Sacramento, we're exploring today, is the capital of California. And it's a lot more chilled out than some of the other cities we've been through. That's for sure. Certainly a lot more chilled out than some of the more famous California cities, Los Angeles and San Francisco. Still got its problems, they're still down and out. But generally I would say a much nicer place to live. Yeah, it is, isn't it?
I didn't know they were that big, to be honest. I got sucked in like tiny. Quite a pretty street.
It is a pretty street.
And after some pretty yummy burritos, we hit the hay, ready for the first leg of our journey tomorrow.
In this first part of our journey, we set out from Sacramento, follow the meandering river through Pollock Pines and on to Lake Tahoe. From there we stop the night at Washoe Lake before setting out, getting a wee bit lost in the mountains, before eventually finding our way safe and sound to Yosemite National Park, our last stop on this particular leg of the trip. Well, we are on our way towards the other side of Lake Tahoe. Not a big day today, just 150 miles. But it is, a lot of it's on this particular road. It looks like we get off at 50 miles though. So yeah, not a long day at all, just braking Tom in gently. Area here, we've got the mountains in front of us. Oh, well, this should have a second ago, probably see them in a minute. But also the shrubs as well, some of the large shrubs. There's quite a variety in colours, reds and greens. It's very pretty, I have to say. Although very arid, you can see the grass is just brown. It's been like that all the way through California. I mean, it's no wonder they are having wildfires, really. It's not surprising. It's like a tinderbox, absolute tinderbox. So now the mountains in the background. We're currently heading downhill, but gorgeous view around us. Right, it's a gorgeous area around here. Really is. We've been following the course of the river, which is leading us inexorably towards Lake Tahoe, and it has been very pretty. It's to be said. Very pretty indeed. 50, and it's got a very lovely mountain in front of it. Very scenic little place indeed. Get some pictures, Tom, on the little camera while we're here. I'll hold the bike here, then we'll just pull off. God, it's gorgeous, isn't it? Look at that. shitting hell. Wow. Oh, it's a long way down. Really mad on heights, if I'm completely honest at this point. Pretty big lake, I have to say. And it's very much where Californians, especially high rollers, like to hang out and play with boats. And not a cheap place to live or visit. You better crouch. Thank you. So in common with this trip, the terrain has changed massively in the space of about 10 miles. We're now near the border with Nevada, and it's scrub, isn't it really? There's no trees, no scrub. We came down a hill and into, well, desert scrub. So obviously starkly beautiful in its own way. You've got the mountains, the lovely lake there ahead of us. But very, very different. That's for sure. Still not a bad sized lake, Tom. We're here on the African Serengeti. Well, of course we're not. But we are in a very windy border, right on the border between Arizona and California. Quite a short ride today. We went past Lake Tahoe, which was very nice, although rather touristy, I thought.
It was a bit busy.
Very touristy, very busy. It is Saturday, so we shouldn't have really been surprised by that. But pretty nice. We're in a very nice spot actually. It's a sort of open desert in front of us.
Lake Washoe.
Washoe. And behind us, there's some rather nice mountains as well. We actually came from that direction, down the mountains and to here.
It's quite an interesting spot. In front of us is like a spaghetti westerny looking area, and then behind us is like more spaghetti western area, lake, and then some Swiss Alps.
Yeah.
So it's quite a.
So it could be we
Weird
could be in Spain.
Yeah.
Obviously we're not, but we could be. I've been in places in Spain that look very much like this, which is why, of course, they shot the spaghetti westerns there. But yeah, it's a bit windy, a little bit concerned for the tent because it's a little bit blowy.
It's a little bit blowy.
A little bit blowy, and they're predicting up to over 20 mile an hour winds. Hoping not, because we'll break the tent and then we'll have no home.
That wouldn't be much fun.
No.
Well, I think it is interesting. Well, those over there, if anyone's watched Nope, they do look a little bit.
It does look like they filmed Nope, yeah, it does.
Just waiting for a cloud to appear and just sit there.
Yeah. So, tomorrow, it's Sequoia National Park, so looking forward to that. Not too far again, about 200 miles, but should be lots of fun.
Yeah, woo!
See you then. Oh.
What about the chairs? Chairs keep falling over because of the wind.
Oh, that's sideways.
Can you FaceTime or can you do it on WhatsApp?
Well, that was Washoe Lake National Park. It's a very nice, very beautiful place to stay, as you can see, and very tranquil actually, very peaceful. Just what we needed, I think. After passing through San Francisco, Sacramento was less so. It was more chilled, but it was very chilled here. Very relaxing place. And I can see how people will come out here. It's absolutely gorgeous. Lovely view of the mountains ahead, really all around us. Whether we'll have to do any climbing at any point, don't know. But for now we are in the bottom of the valley. And quite a spectacular place to be actually. Lovely mountain range ahead of us. So yeah, obviously a bit of a tourist trap this one. They're really bigging up the cowboy theme, aren't they? Some of the hotels look like western ranches or forts. But, yeah, they're certainly going for it. So at this point we've modified our route to avoid all the really boring stuff around Lake Tahoe again. We didn't really want to get involved with all those tourists, did we?
Yeah, but what you're forgetting to mention is you missed your turn about 20 miles ago, and we were lost. But, in the words of Bob Ross, there are no mistakes, just happy little accidents.
It's true actually, because the road we went on was bloody brilliant.
Exactly.
Gone down the wrong road and found ourselves on this road, which is rather brilliant. Gonna be timing though. Yeah, you'd like this on your Duke, wouldn't you, Tom? No doubt about that. Oh, not so good fully loaded to up, but it's still nice. It's going to be timing though, I think, because we've got this for quite a few miles. Hopefully we're not climbing for the mountains too high. Don't really do heights, but this looks like so far so brilliant. So we've climbed up what turned out to be quite a scary road. I don't know whether in the rain shadow here, but it's much greener. It's clearly there's a lot more moisture falling here, and it's a bit cooler, which we're grateful for because it's pretty warm today, but nonetheless spectacular. Obviously going downhill. Oh yeah, look at that. Wow, this place is incredibly beautiful. Currently, we're out in California 89, and it has to be one of the most beautiful roads we've ever ridden. Stunning climbs, terrifying climbs, but just really beautiful. I mean, the colours, the vibrancy of the place. Really gorgeous road, very twisty, and at the end of the day, I mean, you don't want to attack this road really. It's just ride it and look at the scenery and enjoy it. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, another equally splendid road, and in fact a bit narrower than the last one. Still a bit tight on this one, a little bit tight. Again, absolutely stunning. As you can see, look at those mountains. This is a very quaint place. What's it called? Something Camp? Angels Camp. So apologies to anybody in America, but the phrase glory hole just makes English people laugh. So when we saw a post that says glory hole recreational area, well, what can I say? Tom's got to take a picture of it. He's loving it. It's the funniest thing he's seen all day. It's cheered him up. And what the hell? I apologise, Americans, but you know, maybe only English people would find that funny. Maybe. Keep them doggy. Yes, this is Rawhide Road, so couldn't resist that one. It's pretty raw as well. It's just bumpy as hell. Just bottomed the suspension out for the first time in the trip. It is bumpy. The road quality is crappy. Still rolling. Huh? See, there you go. It has as well, yeah, cars caused it. Over to Tesla. We're now finishing the day, pretty much as we started it, on a twisty mountain pass. Unfortunately this time we're stuck in a queue of cars. Yeah, it is hot, isn't it? Caused by the fire. It caused a huge tailback. Everybody was sitting for we sit for about half an hour, I guess. These guys probably longer. So we're at the top of the pass. I'm in a very touristy town indeed. GSX 600, hello. It's a word we tend to overuse on this trip, but you know, wow. So, Yosemite National Park is where we are. We've got trees, we've got rocks, mountain, we've got it all. Absolutely gorgeous once again. This is us, I believe. Come on. I don't want to put my feet down. There we go. Beautiful. Oh, so we've made it to Yosemite National Park, where the trees are very big.
Green.
Very big. And it's a bit more green than, it's still a lot of brown around, but it's a bit more green than than the last place we were at, which was very deserty.
Yeah, it's a little less westerny than the last place.
Yeah, it's gorgeous here though.
It's pretty.
And well, we got kind of lost today, as you'll probably see in the video, but it worked out very well because the roads. What did you think of the roads?
They're pretty gorgeous.
They were pretty
all
gorgeous.
Things happen for a reason.
They don't. We just got lucky. But either way, it was a brilliant ride today.
Cool.
Because if there's bats, that means there's insects. It's only downside.
Yeah, but the bats are cool.
Some of them.
Who's a good little bit? Bats are our friends.
They pollinate some types of plant.
Do they actually?
They do.
Huh.
They do.
Bats are just cool.
Yeah, they're cool.
But like, I always think of them by like little flying cats. It was cute.
Fledermaus, that's what the Germans call them, isn't it? Flying mouse.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't look me in the eye and tell me bats aren't cute.
That night we watched a meteor shower and then gazed at the gorgeous night sky. Dad, could you stop whistling?
Oh, sorry Tom. Just trying to set the atmosphere. If you enjoyed that video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And look out for episode 2 of this series, which will be coming soon.